thought that I would share a little bit of my journey in what I am deciding to plant this year, this spring, in my little garden situation. I'm not a gardener, an expert gardener at all. I um, really just started to kind of grow things and plant things, I would say, the last maybe 10 years of my life. I did not really grow up learning a whole lot about gardening or watching people garden. My stepdad had a garden and he took it pretty seriously. I remember him always out there watering and trying to, get it all together and really loved it. But he would often give me like a bag full of vegetables that he grew and um, just really enjoyed that. But one thing I regret is that I never actually asked him to show me specifically like what he was doing or any of that. I just noticed that he really loved it a lot and got a lot of enjoyment out of it. Again, I never asked, specifics about how to do things or anything like that. So I had to kind of research and learn through trial and error, I think, as I went along. And some years I have surprised myself by how much I've been able to grow things and um, how well it's done, and then some years it has been a complete fail. So I try to figure out what I did right and what I did wrong and learn from that. But I thought that I would share what I'm going to plant and why, because they all kind of hold some sort of significance, or at least most of them do. And so I have just little, nothing really fancy or serious, but it is just little, I guess, pots to grow different things in different sections. And sometimes I would grow things like directly into the ground, and I had a raised garden bed and tried to grow things in there. But last year I just did the potted plants and a few of them for different meaningful people in my life um, that passed away, and they did really good last year. So the flowers grew really beautifully, um, and I think last year I started to plant them in May, so I just put them directly into the soil outside and they grew that way. But this year, if I start them now, I think I have to maybe start them indoors. But I am going to be planting these two flowers. This one is Forget Me Nots and this one is Baby's Breath. And it's just blue and white. And the meaning and the purpose behind these is going to be for our our bird Dorian. So we had two parakeets. We still have one of them, Florence. We've had him for close to, I think, 7 years now, um, and he is still going strong and you know living his best life. But we had another parakeet named Dorian, and I got her from somebody that I worked with who had a family member that had extra parakeets and was looking to rehome one of them. So we took her in, and she was with us for about 3 years. And then this past November, she passed away, and it was really hard. So we miss her a lot. She was really different personality wise from Florence, and it was surprising to me how different they were because when we got Florence, we got him from a pet store, and he took a little bit of time to warm up to us, but once that he did, he is always around us, will come sit on us, let us hold him. He's so funny and just a really goofy personality and very lively and funny. But Dorian was a little bit of the opposite. So she was very timid and reserved, and no matter how much you tried to work with her, she just didn't have the same um, desire, I guess, to like allow you to hold her and to really be like sitting on you and stuff like that. But she was so sweet. She just had this sweetness about her that was just so precious. And she, I think, was pretty old. So I'm not sure how old she was, but something about her, I just felt she was an older bird. And I think, that she just passed, and that's why she ultimately ended up passing away. But she was blue and white, and so that's why we chose these. And then I chose lavender for my stepdad. So he was very much, he was a Desert Storm veteran. And so last year I chose red, white, and blue morning glory like flowers to plant for him. His favorite time of year was 4th of July. He was kind of patriotic, but not like, I guess not really, like not in the ways that I've seen other people, express their patriotic ways. He really, just really loved 4th of July. So he had cooked like a bunch of food around that time and really loved the fireworks. And so that's why I planted those. But I decided this year to do lavender because it reminds me just of his personality, and he was very laid back and a really like a calming person to be around. I just always felt very calm around him and really regulated, and um, he was just somebody that I felt this would be a good fit for. So I decided to plant this one for him. And then for my mom, I was going to get this really beautiful um, poppy flower. It was like a really deep purple violet color and really pretty. And I will show a picture of it right here. So that is the flower that I was going to do for my mom because something about it just really reminded me of her. But unfortunately, it was out of stock. I guess a lot of people must have thought it was pretty because I couldn't get it. So I decided to choose these, which is just Aster, I think that's the name of it. But these also reminded me of her, something about them. So I'm going to try to plant these for her. And then I thought that I would do some herbs in a little container. So dill and oregano, or dill and cilantro especially. So I'm going to plant those and see if that works. Usually I can grow those very well, so I'm hoping that does okay. And then I'm also going to try to grow these little pumpkins. I love pumpkins of all shapes and sizes and colors and textures, and I just love pumpkins. So I thought I would try to grow these little ones and see if, in the fall I have any of them. So this is also something I'm going to attempt to do. I've tried to grow pumpkins in the past, and I got really excited one year because they were coming along really nice, and then they got ran over by the lawnmower. And then the second time I tried to grow them, they were growing, but they were in the shade, and I don't think they were really pollinated or anything, so they didn't end up growing. But just the green vine part, and there were some yellow flowers, but that was it. So I don't know how these are going to do, but I'm going to try, and I thought that I would just show, where it ends up at the end of it all and what they all end up looking like, and if any of these end up being successful or not. And then I thought I would show a picture of my bird that passed away, Dorian. So I will find a photo of her and put it in here. So I thought that I would just share, what I'm doing this spring for planting things. I have to clean some of this stuff, but this is an owl that my mom got for me from a dollar store many years ago when I mentioned to her that I love owls. So I put that near her plant every year. And then I found this Mary statue at the thrift store that I also put by her plant.
And then my stepdad, we made this for him many years ago. It's all molded and it's on a bench that his mom had made for me when I was little. And I really loved her a lot. She passed away as well. So I put all of his flowers and things that we make for him on that every year. And I have to clean them off and get them all together. But once that I plant them and they grow, I will update if anything actually ends up growing this year or what it looks like and all of that. So that is it.